There's only one word I can describe about watching game number 5 of the NBA Finals last night, and that word is simply agony. Agony, agony, agony. Now listen, I'm overjoyed in one regard because the Warriors won the game. Up 3-2, best of 7 series. Yeah, it's going back to Cleveland tomorrow night, but I feel pretty good here about my chances since I had a 15-time best bet winner on the Warriors minus $1.85 in the series. So I'm feeling really good. But as I explained in yesterday's video report, I thought the Cavaliers would be able to hang tough for the cover. And they did for all about maybe the last 3 minutes of that game. But what made the game agony for me yesterday was, at times, I'm cheering against myself. I mean, I want the Warriors to win the game, but I want the Cavaliers to stay close. Not only because I had a free play, but because Brian Rosica, who was, I think, 10-1 in the NBA Finals over the previous 3 seasons, had a 100-dimer yesterday on the Cavaliers, plus the 8.5 to 9 points. Because Steve Buden's #1 crew out of New York, a combined 8-1 in the NBA Finals the past 2 years, had another 50-dime winner, number 20 out of 27, on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shawn Michaels yesterday had a 50-dime play on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So at one point yesterday, I'm cheering and I'm watching the game and I'm thinking to myself, okay, good, the Warriors are up by 5, can't get up by 8. Don't want them to be up by 8. Then suddenly, LeBron hits that three-pointer and makes it an 80 to 79 game. And now the Cavaliers are on top and I'm going, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, the hell with the company. I want the Warriors to win the game straight up. They got to start playing better. Well, as you saw, the Warriors went on that incredible run toward the close, and they got the cover. And they robbed the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think everybody and their brother that bet on them, wagered on them, released them as a handicapping best bet yesterday of what looked like it was going to be a sure cover for Cleveland. Now listen, you can look at this game in a lot of different ways. Stephen Curry just... I mean, Jesus, he went crazy there with some of those three-pointers near the end. And what can you do about that? But you have to call in question some of the coaching decisions in the game, too. Especially if you had your money on the Cavaliers yesterday. I don't care how Dave Blatt, the Cleveland coach, wants to rationalize the fact that he took his most productive big man in the series, Mozgov, and only played him 9 minutes yesterday because after falling down 8 too early, he decided, hey, we got to play small. We got to play J.R. Smith for the rest of the game. We got to have Mozgov in there for a total of 9 minutes. I don't understand that. Now listen, Mozgov was not going to have another 28-point, 10-rebound performance as he did in game number 4, okay? That's the anomaly. However, in the first 3 games of the series, even when Andrew Bogut was in the lineup, okay, and Bogut didn't play a minute yesterday after playing only 3 off the bench in game number 4, he had 39 points and 23 rebounds. That's nice production for a guy who isn't known as an offensive stalwart, especially when you're playing a Golden State team that was going small. So yes, you had Tristan Thompson in there. He was the de facto rim protector, your only big man on the floor most of the time. And he had a nice game, and he's not a real strong offensive player as you've seen in this series, but he had a nice game with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Some of them meaningless points, however, I will point that out. So Dave Blatt goes with J.R. Smith, and J.R. Smith gets hot early. I mean, he hits 4 3-pointers early. So naturally, we start J.R. Smith in the second half. Well, listen, I believe in the law of averages. Okay, J.R. Smith had that one incredible game. Remember against Chicago when he went crazy and had the 8 3-pointers? That's the anomaly. He had 4 3-pointers in the first half. There's a reason guys don't hit 61 straight games. There's a reason guys don't bat 400 over the course of the season. There's a reason guys don't hit 8 3-pointers game in, game out. It's the law of averages. So you knew everything was going to go the other way after he hit the 4 threes early. But yet the Cavaliers were still in the game. And then you look at the end of the game, and we all know LeBron's going to get the ball. The offense is going through LeBron. And I was right on the money when I told you that I thought you'd see a re-energized, refreshed LeBron yesterday because, of course, you had the extra day off between games 4 and 5. And it certainly paid dividends because after his worst game, and that wasn't too bad for most average players in the NBA, in game number 4, he was certainly re-energized yesterday. I mean, 15 for 34, 45 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, 45 minutes and 40 points in the game. But then I have to question what happened at the end. Now, listen, LeBron, is going to get the ball. And did you notice what happened? I mean, He finished with that great three-pointer, put him up 80-79, right? 7:47 to play in the game. Your team is getting anywhere from 8.5 to 9.5 points, and you're up by 1 point with 7:47 to play. He then took 5 of the team's next 7 shots, and he hit only 2 of them, right? And the last one was a missed three-pointer with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play. So in a span of 5 minutes and, 43, 44 seconds, right? He took 5 of the team's 7 shots. He only hit 2 of them. And the game went from the Cavaliers up by 1 point to the Cavaliers trailing 97-89. And at that point, that allowed the Warriors to simply close out the game. Here's my problems. Did you watch the game? Did you see how everybody else was simply standing around? Did you see how everybody else was almost hesitant to put up a shot because they were deferring to LeBron? Listen, when you're a guard and you're on the outside and you can hit three-pointers like Stephen Curry, that's great. You can defer, have your teammates defer to you when you're the hot shooter. But when you're the guy, LeBron, who had some success from the outside but came into this finals only hitting 22% from three-pointers in the postseason, and you're a guy that's continually going to drive to the hole, try to get the bucket and the end +1, or go to the free throw line and pick up the free throws, I just didn't see it yesterday. And I saw in the fourth quarter that a team that became too reliant on LeBron simply stood around and waited for him to make something happen. Well, listen, the Warriors knew that defensively. I mean, of course, they, put everything but the kitchen sink up against LeBron. Now, maybe he hits a couple of those threes, who knows? Maybe he hits a couple of those shots in the final 5 minutes, and you're looking with your Cavaliers money yesterday at getting the cover. I mean, Jesus, the Warriors tried to give you the damn game. Andre Iguodala, at what point, 8 straight free throw misses there in the final couple minutes until he hit his final one of the game before Steve Kerr wisely took him out of the contest. All that, and the Cavaliers still couldn't cover the game. I mean, it was a tough loss. Now it'll be very interesting because for game number 6, listen, to me, yesterday, as I said in the video report, and I've used this theme throughout the postseason, that was the last great effort by the Cavaliers. They put everything out there. They gave everything they had, and they came up short in a game that they were on the cusp of perhaps winning with 7.5 minutes to go. And they came up short. Now you're traveling back cross-country. You only have 1 day's rest. You're in a do-or-die situation on game number 6. Now, LeBron can sit there and say that he's the best player in the world, blah, 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 and he is. But that doesn't mean suddenly you're going to find a sidekick. Batman had Robin, the Lone Ranger had Tonto, and LeBron right now, minus Kyrie Irving, minus Kevin Love, has an erratic J.R. Smith and Matthew Dellavedova. Don't you want to make him Italian? Don't you feel like you're watching a Godfather movie? It's Dellavedova. No, he's from Australia. I mean, well, he just has an Italian name. Nice rhythm to it. But anyway, I just don't see it happening. Hey, also yesterday, very interesting in baseball yesterday. What a crazy card. 14 games yesterday, right? 14 games. You had 5 teams held to 1 run. Naturally, they lost those games. The Marlins, the Reds, the Indians, the White Sox, the Angels. You had 4 teams that were shut out. The Mariners, Giants, Phillies, and Brewers. But the game and the team perhaps of the weekend, the Houston Astros. Houston Astros have a 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners. They win on Friday night 10-0. They lose on Saturday 8-1. They win on Sunday 13-0. No rhyme or reason. Even more confusing is this, okay? This is an Astros team that has lost 8 of its last 10 games. In the 2 wins this weekend against Seattle, Friday and Sunday, they scored 23 runs. In the 8 losses in that 2-8 stretch, they scored a total of 15 runs. And you want to know why gambling is so damn hard and handicapping is so damn hard? Of course, if it was easy, it wouldn't be any fun. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is your Monday video report, and I've got free selections coming up in baseball here in just a moment. Key play today in terms of a discounted release, Gabriel DuPont, first 100-dimer of the season. His 2015 Major League Blowout of the year. You get it for over half price off. Save $70 in the process by using coupon code FIRST, F-I-R-S-T. Listen, you can look at the homepage here, but I'm just going to quickly tell you, these are the numbers that are the most important when it comes to Gabriel DuPont. $10 bettors, past 53 days, little over 7 weeks. They've won over $7,100. This year in all sports, they've won over 13 grand. Going back to Thanksgiving, $19,970. Another 30, it's over 20 grand. And with 50 dimes plays or higher in all sports since he joined this site back on February 1st, 2014, those $10 bettors have made $27,720. First 100 dimer going tonight. You save $70. Also, I'm a discounted play. Let's see, 11 of 15 winning days. It's my 10-dime baseball winner, number 15 out of 19, Chicago Cincy at Wrigley. You get it for over half price off, only $22 by using my last name as the coupon code, DeMarco. Gee, I think you should know how to spell that by now. And just like the Saturday play you got for $22, Baltimore beating up the Yankees 9-4. The same goes today. And again, that discount code is DeMarco. Now, listen, yesterday my best bet happened to get rained out, and that was St. Louis. And although John Lackey is going again today for the Cardinals, I really just didn't feel that comfortable coming back and taking Lackey and the Cardinals as my premium best bet, the game that I'm going to wager on. Listen, the opponents changed, so that's obviously one key reason that factors into my decision here. But the other fact is that, yesterday I thought one of the great things about the Cardinals and Lackey against Kansas City, because of the quality of the opponent, that I was getting Lackey at home, the Cardinals at Busch Stadium, and numbers I'm going to give you here in just a minute, at a phenomenal discounted price, because against KC yesterday, they were like $1.30 when I got my play in. Well, today, they're $1.55 to $1.60 against Minnesota and Trevor May. I still like St. Louis, but again, I've relegated it to free pick status. And I don't like St. Louis on the run line here, even though I could certainly get a nice payback here from the Cardinals at plus maybe $1.45, $1.50. I would rather go ahead and play them again straight up minus $1.55 to $1.60 in this one. You look at what St. Louis has done here at home this season, 24-7 with 10 wins in their last 12 games in St. Louis. Then you're looking at what John Lackey has done at home. Now, it's true. Lackey last Monday at Coors Field just he got torpedoed. Shortest start of the season. His ERA in 6 road games is 6.27. Last week at Coors, he just got blasted. But that was at Coors. That was on the road. Busch Stadium, he's 4-1 this year and 6 home starts with a 1.73 earned run average. And since they got him last year at the trade deadline, he has 6-1 with a 2.02 earned run average and 11 starts in St. Louis. That is why I'm going to go with St. Louis here as your one free play. By the way, Trevor May, Minnesota has a 4.64 earned run average in 4 previous road starts this season. The Twins yesterday did win at Texas to snap a 5-game losing streak, but they still lost 7 of their last 9 overall. Your other complimentary play tonight, there was a lot of other teams that I could have possibly taken on the run line here this evening and considered them, but I ultimately settled on going with Baltimore on the run line at home against Philadelphia. Now, I could use the adjective slumping to describe Philadelphia, but that really doesn't paint an accurate picture of how bad these Phillies are. Phillies 0-6 on this road trip so far. Twice shut out at Pittsburgh over the weekend, both in extra inning games, so their bullpen has been blown. Okay, just absolutely blown. They're going with Aaron Harang here tonight. 1.98 earned run average in 6 starts at Lincoln, or what is it, the bank, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. His earned run average in 7 road starts, 4.07. Lost his last 4 starts, the last 2 of which came against Cincinnati. 1 at home, 1 on the road. 11 and a 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 13 runs allowed. Orioles, meanwhile, have won 8 of their last 10 despite losing yesterday to the Yankees that ended a 6-game winning streak for them. And they had scored 31 runs in their prior 4 games before being held to just 3 runs by New York yesterday. And then you go back to the Phillies, okay? They have scored 11 runs in the first 6 games of this road trip. They have lost 9 of their last 10 games overall. They've lost 16 of their last 19 overall. They have lost 10 consecutive road games. 12 of their last 13, 7-26 on the road this season. Meanwhile, you got an Orioles team that can make some progress here. They have finally gotten back over the weekend thanks to the Yankees series. They got back at 500, fell back to 500, I should say, after losing yesterday. But this opens a 4-game homestand against the worst road team in baseball, if not the worst team in baseball, period, against Philadelphia. So why not go ahead and lay the 1.5 runs, getting Baltimore at maybe $1.10 underdog price, worst case scenario at Pick'em. So Baltimore in the run line and St. Louis straight up on the money line are your 2 free selections for today's card. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again tomorrow when we talk about game number 6 of the NBA Finals and more on your Tuesday video report.